Remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But don't you know about Baluwo?
Baluwo? What is Baluwo?
Baluwo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluwo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluwo.com and shop, or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluwo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria or Mali. Baluwo, better than sending money.
Hi, my name is Buba Gajigo and you're watching Kerr Fatou. This is your educational program and we're going to bring you junior school lessons. Get your kids prepared by giving them pen, pencil or a book. I hope you'll enjoy these lessons.
Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3 or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464-838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.
Hello viewers, these are key messages from the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education on the coronavirus. Dear parents, keep children at home at all times. Avoid sending children to shops and markets. Do not engage children in petty trading on the streets and garages. Allow children to play within the confines of the home. Limit visitors into your homes. Adhere to COVID-19 health precautions and guidelines. Schools are closed, but learning continues. Dear teachers, you are encouraged to desist from all forms of group activities involving students. All school premises should remain closed and not to be used for any other purpose. Thank you.
Hello viewers and listeners, welcome to another mathematics lesson for the lower basic category. And my name is Khadijatu Singate, and in our today's lesson we are going to look at fractions. And to be more specific, we are going to look at equal parts. Now before we go further, I want us to understand the concept of fraction. When we talk about fraction, now let's look at this. This is a whole, right? This is a whole. And if I take part from this whole, this is what? This is a fraction of the whole. This is no longer a whole because part is removed from the whole. So this part is a fraction. Now let's look at the key terms when we talk about fraction. The definition reads, fraction is an expression that indicates the quotient, which is a division of two quantities. Now fraction is part of a whole. Just like I explained earlier, fraction is a part of a whole. So this was the whole, and when I remove part from the whole, I have a fraction, and this fraction is from a whole. Now when we talk about fraction, one of the key terms that you will come across is what we call the numerator. Now what is a numerator? Numerator is the number above the fraction bar. Now when we talk about fraction, of course we said we are referring to what? A division, right? And this division here, what we have is, this is what? A bar. And this bar is what we call what? This is a fraction bar. So it's just a line, and it is referred to as a fraction bar. Now when we talk about numerator, we said it is the number above the fraction bar. Now if this is our fraction bar, a number above this fraction bar is going to be our numerator. Let's say 1. Now the number 1 is above the fraction bar, so therefore 1 is a numerator. Okay? Let's move on to the next point, which is what? Denominator. Now when we talk about the denominator, what are we referring to? It is the number below the fraction bar. Again, this is our fraction bar, which is just a line, a horizontal line. And a number that is below the fraction bar is what we refer to as the denominator. So let's say we have number 2. The number 2 is below the fraction bar, which is below the line. Therefore, number 2 is what? A denominator. Okay. So this is how we present a fraction. Just like I was explaining, fraction is equal to numerator divided by the denominator. Okay? And the example we have here is equals to 3/7, where 3 is our numerator, 7 is our denominator, and we have the fraction bar dividing the two numbers. We move on. Okay. Here we have what? We have a whole. This is a whole. Okay? Now when we divide this whole into two equal parts, how do we do that? This is the whole, and we make sure we divide it into two equal parts. So we're going to fold it like this. We have fold this whole, and once we fold it, we can now cut it in the middle. And once we cut it in the middle, this is what we are going to have. What do we have? Okay? We have two what? The whole is divided into two equal parts. The whole is divided into two equal parts. And now each part, are these two equal? No, because this is one part of the whole. And this is another part of the whole. So I have how many parts? I have two parts. 1, 2. So I have two parts. And each part is what? Is half. So I have how many halves? I have two halves. Now the question says these are halves. Like I explained, we have two halves. How do we write one half? Remember, two halves, this is one half, this is another half. Now how am I going to write one half? So this is going to be written as 1 over 2, where 1 is our numerator and 2 is our denominator. Okay? And what is our denominator telling us? Our denominator is telling us that the whole is divided into two equal parts. And the one which is the numerator is telling us that we are considering only one part. Okay? So that is it. We move on. It says what? These are thirds. These are thirds. Now we have a whole. This is our whole. And this whole is divided into how many equal parts? This whole is divided into how many equal parts? Can we count? We have 1, 2, 3. So this means that the whole that we have is divided into 3 equal parts. Now, for every part, what does it represent? Each part is representing what? One third. Each part is representing 1/3. This is 1/3. This is also another 1/3. Now the question says, how do you write 1/3? Again, remember we have a whole, and the whole is divided into what? 3 equal parts. Remember in the previous slide, we said the denominator determines what? The number of parts. Okay? And the numerator determines the part that we are considering. That is very, very important. So since we are told to write 1/3, and we know that the whole is divided into 3 equal parts, obviously we know that our denominator is supposed to be what? 3, right? So we have our fraction bar. We have 3 equal parts. How many parts are we considering? We are considering 1 part. So our numerator becomes 1. So this is how we write 1/3. That is 1/3, where 1 is our numerator, which is considering the number of parts that we are looking for, and 3 is the whole that is divided into 3 equal parts. We move on. Okay, and what do we have here? It says these are fourths, right? These are fourths. And the question reads, how do you sew and write 2 fourths? Okay, what do we have here? We have a whole. And this whole is divided into how many parts? The whole is divided into how many parts? Can we count to confirm? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this whole is divided into 4 equal parts. The whole is divided into 4 equal parts. Now the question says, how do you sew and write 2 fourths? Remember, the emphasis is what? 2 fourths. Okay? Now, since we have 4 equal parts, that is, the whole is divided into 4 equal parts. Now the 4 is the total parts that we have, and each part is 1/4. But since we are asked to what? To write 2 fourths, now which means we are going to bring 2 parts together. And we can sew it by moving this part to this other part. What do we have? This is one part, this is another part. So we bring them together, we have what? 2 parts together. And each part is 1/4. So we have 2 parts. We have 2 parts. And this is our fraction bar. How many equal parts do we have? We have 4 equal parts. What do we have now? We have 2/4, which is what? 2 fourths. 2 is our numerator, which is the number of parts that we have considered. We have considered 2 parts. And what is the total number of equal parts that we have? Is 4. So we have 2/4. That is how we represent what? 2 fourths. 2 fourths is written as 2/4. Okay. We have a whole, and this whole is divided into how many parts? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our whole is divided into what? 6 equal parts. So these are what? 6. Okay? Now each part is what? 1/6. That is 1/6, because we have 6 equal parts. The questions read, how do you sew and write 2/6? Right? How do you sew and write 2/6? Let's sew the 2/6 together. Remember, since we have 6 equal parts, that is the whole is divided into 6 equal parts, any 2 parts will give us 2 what? 6. It doesn't matter which 2 you use because they are all equal. Okay? So we can decide to put these 2 together. Okay. Remember, this is one part which is 1 over 6. This is another part which is 1 over 6. So the 2 now are put together and we have 2 what? 6. And this can be written as 2 over 6. That is the 2 which is the numerator. It is the 2 parts that we have considered out of the 6 equal parts, and 6 is the total number of parts that the whole is divided into. So we have 2 over 6 as our answer. Here we have what? A whole. And how many parts is the whole divided into? How many parts is the whole divided into? Can we count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Our whole is divided into 8 equal parts. So if you look at the shapes, they are all equal. Okay? So these parts are called what? 8s. Right? These parts are called 8s. Now, the question reads, how do you sew and write 8 8s? I read again. How do you sew and write 8 8s? So we are going to put 8 parts together. Remember, every part is 1/8. Okay? Each part is 1/8. 1/8. So we are going to put the parts together. That is, every part is 1/8. Okay? 1, which is the numerator, which is just referring to one part, and the 8 is what? The total number of equal parts that we have. Now to show how to write 8 8s, let's put the parts together. So we can start. Okay, that is 2 8s.